What's going on YouTube? I'm back with another daily investment update video for you guys. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my 158-day investment update into Vanguard's VTI. At the top of the year, I started investing $5 every single day into VTI as part of our $100,000 portfolio builder challenge. So make sure you stick around. I've got some updates regarding what my future plans are with VTI. And I definitely want to get you guys involved in how we start to build out and shape out this portfolio for the long term. All right, let's quickly take a look at how VTI has been performing since the beginning of the year. Right now, we're taking a look at a monthly candlestick chart. Each one of these candles represents 1 month of movement in VTI. And as you can see here on the chart, as of 10/31, we started to see this particular fund start to change. We saw it kind of consolidating down there on 10/31, and now we're starting to see steady movement upwards since that time with some minor pullbacks in between. And this has kind of been the theme for the entire market. We've started to see this market continue to move upwards, and then we'll have a minor or mini pullback. And those are the times where I'm starting to think, is this where we start to see the market pull back as a whole? But it doesn't seem to last very long, and it's usually around things that are outside of our control, whether it's tied to interest rates or what's going on in the Middle East. So you have these peaks and these valleys in the market, but overall VTI has continued to perform. And one of the reasons that I selected this fund at the beginning of the year is because investing in VTI gives you access to every single company that's traded on the US stock exchange. So over 3,000 companies are represented in this fund. All right, so now let's just jump in and let's take a look at how my investment has been performing since January 1st of 2026. Right now, you're taking a look at my complete investment in VTI. And as of the recording of this video, I am up $66.76 and almost 8.5%, so 8.49%. So not too bad for investing $5 every single trading day into this particular fund. And on the day, I'm up $5.08, and I'm up over just a little over 0.5%, so 0.60%. I have a total market value, $853.29. Total cost, $786.53. Have an average price, $351.49, and I have a total quantity of 2.23 shares of VTI, so almost 2.5 shares of this position. It makes up 5.43% of my total portfolio that I have here on Webull, and the last price that I was able to purchase shares of VTI at, $381.32. Now guys, just like the rest of my investment in this particular portfolio on Webull, I have it set up on autopilot, so it's going in every single day around 1:30 Eastern Standard Time, and it's going in and it's making that $5 purchase. Somebody made a comment on one of my previous videos, and they mentioned that they're invested in VOO and chill. So VOO and chill on this particular investment is VTI and chill. Now we're going to take a little bit of a deeper look into VTI. As of the recording of this video, it is trading at $381.35. And then in the middle column, I always like to go over the 52-week high and the 52-week low with you guys. I use those as data points to understand and potentially have an idea of where a position is going to go and where it may pull back. So for example, if we are at 381.35 and we see that the 52-week high is at 385.12, then that is the number that I'm watching. What's going to happen once it hits there? And more importantly, if it breaks through, it has an opportunity to potentially climb all the way up to 400. And then if we take a look at the 52-week low, and that is $307.65. So as of right now, we're about $72, $73 off of the 52-week low of this particular position. All right, so now we're going to take a look at the yearly chart on VTI. And just like the monthly chart, each one of these candlesticks represents 1 year of movement in this particular position. And just like on the monthly chart, as you can see, a lot of movement upwards here, but in the middle of the chart, you saw that we moved up, we moved down quite a bit, and then we moved back up and regained everything that was lost in the prior year. And since that time, we've just continued to climb in this position. And I've said before, and I'll say it again, at some point, the market has to pull back, right? I mean, it has to, but it's just been defying all odds and it's been continuing to climb. So we're just going to continue to participate and get a lot of that upward momentum in our portfolio. All right, so the dividends received in this particular position is fairly low. So I've just started investing in it at the beginning of the year. And since that time, I've received $1.80 in dividends. Of course, this is not our dividend play. We're investing in SCHD for that. But that $1.80 was reinvested back into this position. I know it's not a lot of money, but it's money that we earn from investing in VTI, and it's automatically put back into our position because, of course, we have the DRIP, Dividend Reinvestment Program. We have that enabled for all of our investments in this portfolio. If you haven't went in and enabled that across your account, that's something that I would encourage you to take a few minutes to do. It's easy to do. Of course, it doesn't cost you anything, and it allows you to continue to stack your investments on top of each other every time a dividend is paid out. All right, let's take a look at some of the comments that you guys left in my last video. As you guys know, I always love to shout out some of the comments that you guys leave and some of the questions and highlight some of you guys in my videos. First comment here from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Love your videos. I appreciate it. Neighbors up north, always appreciate the love. Next comment, love the merchandise. I appreciate it. Guys, I'm rocking the Invest and Chill merchandise right now. It's linked down in the description. If you want to support the channel and get some merch along the way, make sure that you check that out. But shout out to you, and I appreciate that. Next comment here, to be fair, most people do not have $900 a month to invest. And this is a comment that I believe that this person left because I talked about investing across my entire portfolio. And it's true, most people don't have $900 to invest, but look, we're starting out with $5 and $10, and that's the goal, right? I've said before, and I'll say it again, I'll continue to say it. Once we start investing and we understand and how to actually start making some momentum towards our financial goals, then we stop spending money on things that we don't even need to impress people that we don't even like. We stop paying $1,000 for a car payment whenever we've got other bills that we need to take care of. We're cleaning up our credit. We're doing things the right way. And eventually that $900 a month that you're investing in your account, that's not going to be enough because you're going to want to invest $1,500 a month, $2,500 a month. Over here on this channel, we don't worry about the things that we can't do. We don't make excuses. We put plans in place. We follow those plans until we hit our goals. Next comment here, how about with research, we do a $5 a day on something with bigger upside like AMD, since we protected most of it with the S&P 500. I like the way that you think. And earlier in the video, I mentioned that I started thinking, do I still want to continue to invest in VTI? So this is where I want you guys to help me to determine what we should invest in next. So here's some of the things that I'm thinking about. Do we continue to invest in VTI? Do we stop investing in VTI and add that $5 into VOO? So instead of doing $5 a day in VOO, now we're doing 10. Or do we invest in something like VO, which is a mid-cap ETF Vanguard fund? Do we do an international fund? As you guys know, I'm not a fan of investing in international funds, not opposed, but just not my style. Or should we invest in an individual stock like an AMD or an MU or something like that? Leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think, right? Because I'm starting to wonder if I need to diversify a little bit more away from VTI since I already have VOO, and I'd be curious to what you guys think. Leave a comment down below and let me know. I also post a poll on my channel and see what you guys think. And then the last question that I have right here is your SCHD investment for early retirement? Absolutely. All of the investments in this account as well as my main account are there to give me the option to either retire early or to use that to invest in something else. So my plan for right now is to use my accounts to have the option to retire early, which will then give me the opportunity to bridge the gap between when I retire and whenever I start to access my Roth 401k. All right, so that's my 158-day investment update into Vanguard's VTI. As of right now, I'm up right around 8.5%. Not too bad, not the greatest, but I'm still okay with that return. And I'm just gonna continue to stack these investments on top of each other every single day. But I want you guys to tell me, should I pull back my investment in VTI and move it somewhere else, or just continue to grind out in VTI and just stick with the plan? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.